Hey you guys, it's Ken J and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while and I'm glad to be back on YouTube. I've taken a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm back and I'm excited to create more content for YouTube. And so my first video back is really gonna be touching on a heartbreak that I had recently. And so I kind of wanted to share a little bit of what I learned through that heartbreak process. I'm at a point now where I feel that I have healed from it and that I can speak about it and be a little bit more enlightening about what I learned. And so I had ended things about a month ago with a guy. We dated for about 2 months, but I feel like the 2 months that I was dating him, I really thought things could work and that we would have a future because we shared the same values, we shared the same beliefs. He was somebody that I liked, like everything that I was looking for in paper, but everything wasn't there, if that makes sense. You know, so that's something. Okay, so I guess that's the first thing that I learned in this heartbreak, is that just because it looks good on paper doesn't mean it's meant for you. That is something that I've learned from this process, is that, you know, there has to be a connection there. There has to be, you know, something that's going to pull the both of you in together. And I felt like I was fighting for a connection. I was fighting for us to work because I really was like, you're like, literally, I was like, everything on paper, it literally is everything that I want, but there is no connection. And I'm like, I'm fighting for this damn connection. And it didn't happen. So I ended up ending things because, you know, ultimately I was ready for a relationship. He wasn't really fully in it to give me the attention and the affection and everything that I need for a relationship to happen. So I ended things with him and I was very heartbroken. And so that is, you know, one thing that I learned from that relationship, from that part of heartbreak. The second thing that I learned about my heartbreak is to never lose myself, because I found myself in the relationship like really holding my value and attaching it to the other person and what they thought about me, and it was not fair to me, because I should know, but obviously forgot in a relationship while you're going through it, that you should never attach your value and your self-worth to what another person thinks about you, especially if you're like, for me, example is that, you know, if he wasn't texting me enough or giving me the attention, then I'm like, well, you know, is he like, what's going on? Like, does he like me? Is he interested in me? Like, a lot of thoughts were in my head, and I'm like, I cannot allow myself to attach, you know, my worth for someone, you know, for someone to have power over me. And so that's something that I learned, and I learned that through the process of dating him anyways. So I kind of like allowed myself to be like, okay, take a step back. You are not, you know, you are worthy and you are valuable, and a person who sees your value will make the effort for you. So that's what I learned. The third thing that I really learned from my heartbreak is that it's okay to be vulnerable, and especially be vulnerable with your friends. I'm not a person who likes to share what I'm going through to my friends, really. I'm very much like to keep it to myself. I write in my journal and I'll handle it on my own. But there are some times where you just have to talk to somebody, and there was a point towards the end, right before I ended things, that I literally was at my breaking point, and I sat down with my best friend and we talked about it. I was a little bit drunk. I was a lot drunk, but when you're drunk, the truth comes out. So I literally was so emotional, and I cried, I boo-hooed, I was like, everything I did was that night with my best friend, and we talked about it. And, you know, being able to see another perspective, especially if a person that you trust, I wouldn't say go talk to anybody, but talk to a friend that you trust, that will see you, who won't judge you, and will be able to give you a logical and sound advice about what you're going through. And so I had a best friend who I was able to talk to, who I trusted, who I know is so similar to me, give me some insight into what I should do. And so I took that, I let it simmer, and I allow myself to, you know, be free and allow myself to know my worth and say, you know, I do deserve better. And so I'm not gonna allow myself to go further into something that is killing me on the inside, because I know that, you know, I wasn't getting, you know, the proper love and attention that I needed in this like whole dating relationship cycle, whatever. And so the last thing I really learned about this relationship and the heartbreak of it is that heartbreak takes time and to heal, and also it takes time to let go. And so since I had ended things about a month ago, you know, I do feel a lot better. I do feel much more open to even getting back into dating. I'm still a little bit bruised here, but I'm still open to, you know, something to form, if it were to form. But it does take time, and I still do think about him a lot. And, you know, I found out he is dating somebody else, and so, you know, that's something that I'm like, okay, it pissed me off at first, but, you know, we're both, you know, going on our separate journeys, and, you know, he has all the reason and all the right to be dating somebody, and I'm okay with that. And so those are the 4 things that I learned. Heartbreak is not easy. It's something that we all have to face. I don't ever believe that because of heartbreak you should close yourself off to finding love. I think that it's the part of the process. Especially if you're single, it's a part of the process. And I think that if you allow yourself to feel it, to go through it, to learn from it, so that you're able to take what you learned into the next relationship, then you're definitely going to, you know, excel further the next time. And so that's what I hope for myself, and that's what I hope for you guys. If you guys have ever been through a heartbreak and you want to share how you got through your heartbreak, I'd love to hear it, because I'm sure there's going to be many more in the future for me. Hopefully not so many, but hopefully, you know, enough where I'm able to like meet someone where it won't ever happen again. But leave your suggestions down in the bottom, in the comments. And if you really like this video and you think this video helped you a lot, like this video, subscribe to this to my channel. I'm definitely going to be making more content. That's going to be a variety of things. So I thank you guys for listening to my story and listening to what the 4 things I really learned from my heartbreak. And so, yeah. Until next time, guys. Take care.